Baptist Church. You know, we're here in chapter 7 of Mark. We got today and tomorrow of it. Then on Friday, Mr. Drollinger will talk to you about fruits of the Spirit again. And, you know, we're using that focus, verse 7:15, the last half of it, where Jesus is telling the Pharisees and religious leaders and reminding them. And that whole verse says, there's nothing outside the man which can defile him if it goes into him. But the things which proceed out of a man are what defile the man. And you know, that's how people measure us. What comes out of our hands? What comes out of our mouths? What actions do we take? Those are the things that get us where we are today. And we had seen earlier in Mark, and we'd seen last week, the difference between people approaching Jesus in faith, people approaching Jesus in faith, and people that approach Jesus without faith. And you know, we see it in here. We're seeing it right now. So here, after this teaching with the Pharisees, Jesus and his disciples, they take another little road trip. They go to an area called Tyre, T-Y-R-E. And there, a lady approaches Jesus. Because this lady knew that she had a daughter that had issues. Okay? And you know, it's what we see here. We see parents bring some of the students here. You know, parents instinctively know whether they're real believers or not. But adults instinctively know that there's something to this Jesus thing. They may not have accepted it yet. But when times are hard, they'll say, oh, I'm praying now. When their child has a problem, they'll bring him to Jesus here. So people instinctively realize that. So this lady came to Jesus and starts explaining this to Jesus. And she's a little bit like the Pharisee. She's a little bit impatient. You know, Jesus is there teaching his disciples and working with them. Say they're sitting around a table. And this lady is, you know, kind of grabbing at his ear. Listen to me, because I'm going to tell you. But Jesus, he responds to her, and the language is a little bit awkward. But he says to the lady, Jesus says to the lady, let the children be satisfied first, meaning his disciples. For it's not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs. The lady answered to him, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. She recognized his authority. She recognized she was dealing with an authority. But even the dogs under the table feed on the children's crumbs. That's all she was asking, you know. God, you know, Jesus, I know you're Lord. I know you got the power. I'm coming to you in faith. And because he came, Jesus said. Jesus said, your act of faith, has healed your daughter. Okay? Are you guys getting it? I think we're just chiseling around the edge here a little bit.
I want to say something.
Yes, say something. I yield the floor.
Well, yesterday, I had a really bad experience, you know. Now that it's kids, I know they just come here and during the AUP, and they just like, they think everything's a joke, you know. But see, as you start going up, you little, now how old are you, 13? You start going up, man, you start hitting them 17 and 18, you start seeing real stuff. Money comes to you more real, and you start thinking more like you know what's wrong and what's right. See, y'all were here, acting a fool, thinking everything is funny, nothing is hilarious nowadays. I had a whole overdose yesterday. That wasn't the stuff that you see every day. You see, whenever you see something like that, you just don't feel the same, you know? Scary stuff. I'm just trying to say, when this guy's talking, y'all need to be quiet and trying to listen. It gets to you if you get to it, you know? You have to get to it so it get to you. If you listen, you'll understand it. But if you keep on acting a fool, you ain't gonna hear nothing, you know. You're just gonna hear blah, blah, but you ain't gonna get nothing to it. So I'm just saying, I mean, I can act, I'm not, you know, ain't nobody gonna judge you. If y'all acting a fool, that's all y'all, you know. Like you say, y'all still kids, you know. But I'm saying, try to look at everything a little bit with more respect or something. It's just 5 minutes or 10, and you give them to us, you know.
All I can do is say amen and pray us out. Our Father in heaven, I do pray for these young people because it is a challenge. You know, they've not had the experience, Father, that they'll have when they're 17 or 18. But we see some of the older ones here, Father, that keep coming and keep coming. And Father, we encounter the young people that have listened and have changed. Those people, Father, I'm so thankful. They walk up to us in Walmart. They walk up to us in Shipley's Donuts. They walk up to us in the grocery store and says, thank you. And those are the ones that have sat here and they've listened because, Father, we do know if they listen, you'll open their hearts and they'll hear. So I pray for these young people, Father, that today will be the day that they start to open their ears and open their eyes. That today will be the day that they'll start to understand that change starts from inside them. You know, them being rude and disrespectful, they think they're being rude and disrespectful to me, but they're being rude and disrespectful to you. And Father, for that I apologize on their behalf. And I bring them with me, Father, in this prayer of forgiveness. Father, soften the hearts of these young men and young ladies. Let them hear what it is you'd have them to hear. In the name of Son Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.
I seen you at Walmart.